Okay, thank you so much, listeners. I'm back again with my guest, Mrs. Kike Olayinka Alabi, and it's been a beautiful conversation so far. She was talking about her own peculiar mother's journey before we left, so I'm just going to allow her to continue to encourage, to share that very peculiar journey with us. She was able to share with us that her mother's journey, in a summary, is in a few words, she would say is sacrificial. That's what she would say in terms of her mother's journey, that she had to put the children first in terms of her mother's journey. The children were very important, and she was talking to us about how she was able to win breastfeed them for 6 years and then win them, understanding that there are three children, isn't it, within that 6 years, and she was
Yeah.
able to win them, and she was sharing with us some beautiful African meals that she used. So if you are a mom and you are from the African heritage, this kind of foods are very nice and they are very healthy for our children. You can try to see how if you're a new mom or you're a first time mom, you can get some. If you are in the UK here, I know that there are many places where you can get these things from. If you don't know where to get them from, you can always contact us and we can tell you where you can get some of these things. But they are beautiful African meals that you can use to wean your child from breastfeeding into solid. There are a lot of beautiful meals, aside of the meals that we have here in the UK or wherever region that you are listening to me from the US, from Canada, from anywhere. But definitely there are some very beautiful African meals, and amala, and it's yam flour, isn't it? It's yam flour, amala, and
Yes.
ewedu. I don't know what they call ewedu in English now. I'm trying to, but those are very beautiful meals that you can use to win your children, your babies, if you want to start them on solid. Yes, so you were sharing with us. Thank you for sharing with us how you were able to win them. So I just want to ask you, what were the challenges that you faced as a first time mom? Did you have support when you became a first time mom? I know that is many years ago because your children are now young adults. But when you became a first time mom and a new mom, what were the challenges that you faced? Did you have support? Did you have support, or you did things on your own, or you had a lot of support around you? We want to be able to encourage a new mom, or want to see from your journey. We want them to learn one or two lessons from that. Yeah, please share with
Yeah.
us.
Yes. I really did have support, but I had my mom.
Okay.
Once you give birth, your mom will come over to
Mm-hmm.
help take care of the child. I was based in Ibadan.
Mm-hmm.
She was based in Lagos.
Mm-hmm.
But when she stayed a month, maybe a month and a half,
Mm-hmm.
she has to go back.
Okay.
My dad had business, so
Mm.
it was really just me. So I
Mm.
didn't really have support.
Mm.
But I wasn't working with my firstborn. I wasn't working.
Okay.
So it was a little bit easy because we were together. Once you see me and my children, we are 5 and 6. Once you see
Mm-hmm.
one, you see me, you see all. We're,
Mm-hmm.
they were and are still my closest friends. We're
Mm.
always together, we do stuff together.
It's
So I
beautiful.
didn't really have support. It was
Mm.
just me and the baby. I have to take care of the baby myself. I don't do the traditional sitting down, having the baby shout, maybe like that their bath bowl and stuff. I just go to my bathroom, where we wash, um, where we do where we brush.
Yes.
What would I call it? The basin.
Yes, the basin. Yeah.
Yes, I just clean it up. I disinfect it. I get all my things ready. I put the baby there, and I have the baby a bath for the baby. So it was a shortcut
Mm.
for me. It most times.
Wow. Can I interrupt you
Yes,
there? I want to interrupt you a bit there. So you
okay.
for your own peculiar mother's journey, in terms of bathing your baby, you didn't do the traditional, you know what I mean, styles
Yes,
of,
sit
but did your
down,
mom
put
come
the
to bath
baby
the
in the
babies for
tub.
you? Did they come first? Because the first bath, you always have like an elderly mother that
Yeah,
comes round.
my
Your
moms
mom
are
came.
giving birth. My mom is around to do the
So,
traditional,
so they did
the
that.
traditional bath. Yes, for all my
which
children.
which gives a
Yes,
lot of moms anxiety, I can imagine, because
in
for
fact,
every mom is always like, when they are having the bath for the baby, you are like
yes,
so scared because of the way they would scrub the baby and the baby is crying, and then they would take the baby. Some people will, I don't know, they will easily like turn the baby upside down, and
yes,
they have different ways of doing. They will stretch the hand, stretch the leg,
yes,
and say that those, so that the hands and the legs can be very strong, and you know what I mean, can be effective, and all that. It's quite interesting, and they will use
it
for
is,
some
it
people,
is.
they used to use palm oil and all that. I think at some
Yes,
point in time, some people said, oh, don't use that. So there's a school of thought that says, oh, don't use palm oil anymore, start using what's it now, olive oil. So I think some Christians, they said that's using olive oil instead of the palm oil. But of course, the people still hold that traditional style of using the palm oil to bath.
the
You know what I
traditional
mean?
method is the best.
Yes, to bath the
Yes,
baby, and
the
it's quite
best.
interesting.
Yeah,
And a
palm
lot of
oil
moms.
is very rich. It's very
Yes,
rich. It
yes.
contains so many minerals.
Mm,
It's very, very rich.
mm.
It has the work it's doing. Let's not take civilization away from some set standards.
Mm, mm. So
Yes,
what would
let's
you
not.
say, as an experienced mom, would you then encourage new moms that, or try, new moms from the African heritage, and even wherever, whoever is listening to this, would you say to them that they should encourage, are you saying that they should be encouraged to get the older moms to help them do that first baby bath? You know what I mean? To help them, with that, to help them with that. Do you think, are you encouraging that? Are you saying that's very good? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, yes. So I'm saying that, are you saying that, are you would you then say that, would you then concur with me, or agree with me that, yes, indeed, it's great to have our first, you know what I mean, our elderly moms do this, you know what I mean, first bath for our babies? For me, I think it's a very good thing, because there's a lot of things that happen, they do. They help, to wash, they even show you. For me, they even showed me how, after after they did what they needed to do, they showed me that this is how you do it, this is how you bath the baby's hand, this is how you hold the baby when you want to bath him or bath her, and things like
Yes,
that. So I think for me, I liked it because I had no clue of what they were doing, and all that. So I think personally, I would say to any mom listening, a first time mom, that definitely, prayerfully allow, and with discernment and prayer, allow the elderly moms around you, and the one that you resonate with, you have around you, to assist you to do the baby's first bath. Is very interesting. Now, for some people that come from other cultures, not African heritage, they don't believe in that. They don't, like in Europeans, some, what I mean, in the UK, some people from other, what I mean, other cultures and all that, they have the way that they have their baby's first bath. They have their own peculiar way of the way they have their babies bath. I heard that, the Indians, the way they do that is different. You know what I mean? They have it in a different way. They use a lot of oils. They use a lot of oils. The Chinese as well. So they are different. Every every race and religion or whatever nation. They have their own different mothers in different nations, have their different ways of having the baby's first bath or even having the normal bath. It will be interesting to see what other mothers, you know what I mean, do in terms of how they bath their babies in all other, you know what I mean, all other nations. I think I will find time um to look into that and then share that on the forum for the new mothers and first time moms. But it's beautiful to know that it's nice that we do this. Now there's something that, let me go back to what you said. You said that, you know, you had your mom initially when you had the baby, so you had that support initially, but you would rather say that you were mostly on your own because she had to go back home to her own, you know, to her husband with your dad, as well as her business. So most of the time you were on your own, having to take care of the babies that you were having at that time. And then you shared something which I really love. I love your realness, and that's what I like to do on this forum, that we are real with ourselves, because that's the way we can inspire and encourage, you know what I mean, and impact a younger mom or another mom who is just a first time mom, or just a mom that is coming into this kind of journeys with children, parenting journeys. You said something. You said you were just yourself. You take your baby. You ain't doing. You just take your baby to the sink, and you know what I mean, and bath your baby. So did you ever feel I'm not doing this thing right, or I'm okay? What did you think? Please share this with us. This is just to encourage a mom that, you know, might be doing something similar and is like, you know, beating themselves up that, oh, I'm not doing things properly, you know, having a guilt trip. So how did you, you know, what could you share with us a little bit on that?
Yes. Naturally, I'm a clumsy person. I used to be a very clumsy person. You know, even if I wear heels, I can even fall down. So I think my most fear was dropping the baby. In the process of trying to do all that
Bathing thing.
So I wanted to have a good grip of the baby. I wanted to be in control of the situation, not trying to get up or anything. So, number one, I think the best products we had then was Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah.
So I was actually using the best products.
Okay.
And of course, you know your baby's squeaky clean. And, you know, every 2 hours, you powder your baby off, change the pampers and everything. So I felt very comfortable. It wasn't as if I was doing that bad thing.
Yeah.
But my go-to was straight to the basin, to brush basin, and in fact, there's a mirror there, so I always look at myself and hype myself that you've got this, you're doing the right thing. You understand?
Yeah.
So it was. I think I did really well because growing up, my children didn't have anybody odor. You know, that tooth very clean. So nice skin, no spots here and there, you know. And I still continued with the palm oil thing once in a while. Even as adults now, sometimes when you go into the sun, you know, for a very long time, all day, and you come back, you notice your face is all darkened up.
Yes.
You just take your palm oil, put it on your face for like 10 minutes, and wash it off. And you take the suntan.
That's interesting.
Yes.
That's an interesting one.
I'm a fair person, and it works for me. So even along the way, I was still using the palm oil intermittently, sometimes for the children, even after that initial first bath. And mind you, that time, weren't so into black soap. Weren't into traditional things like we are now. You know, so it works for me anyway. So I didn't feel choked up. I always make sure I was a step ahead of situations. For example, when my child is asleep, I'm already planning the next meal. I'm already planning the next dress.
Okay.
Because when they wake up all sweaty and all, I've already planned what the next dress is. I've looked at the weather, the Is it hot? Is it cold? The next dress is on the bed. The next meal is ready. So as soon as the baby is waking up, I'm straight to the meal. I won't carry my baby and start making the meal. Maybe the babies are asleep, or after eating, I'm already planning the next snack. I'm already planning the next meal. But mind you, I told you I was not working.
Yes.
So it made my firstborn pretty easy. But by the time I had my second born, I'd already started work, you know.
Okay.
But I think what really helped me was pre-planning.
Yes.
Before I sleep, even as an adult now, before I sleep tonight, I mean, I know what I'm wearing tomorrow. I know what breakfast is. I know what lunch is. So
very
I think
good.
Mostly pre-planning. When you plan, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So it's more pre-planning, knowing what the next thing is, what the next snack is. You know.
Thank you for that. That's very vital. That's very, very vital. So moms, new moms and first-time moms. First of all, I'll say to you, from what my great woman online, Mrs. Alabi, has shared with us, don't be hard on yourself. Look at what will work for you in terms of your baby, bathing your baby. Don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure and strain. That's normal. Make sure that you do what you understand you are comfortable to do.
Yeah.
That's one. The second thing, the second point that she has also, yeah, you wanted to say something? Yes.
Bath a child.
Yes.
Yes. It doesn't have to be a traditional bath. You can take a towel and clean a baby up, and the baby will be clean.
I will even talk to you. I will even raise. I will add a point to that. I'm coming back to the one about, but I just want to bring out the second point to what you actually said. The second point that she said was planning. That no matter how much you need to get rest, it is very important as a first-time mom and as a new mom that you plan. Find a way to organize. When we're talking about pre-plan, we're talking about organize yourself. Try and organize your baby's things, the clothes, you know what I mean, the nappies. Just try and organize that. So what you can also do is, if you have support around you, whenever they come around and maybe they've come to visit and all that, you can help them to help you arrange things. They can help you to, you know what I mean, arrange the baby's cupboard or whatever. You can get, you can take advantage of that if you feel that, oh, you are a bit tired because you have to, wake up so many times in the night, especially the first few, you know what I mean, few weeks of the baby, your newborn. But it's important that you plan, have a pre-plan, and use, take advantage of every support network. When I mean support network, people that come around or whatever, and if you don't have that, then you need to plan. Take advantage of that support network around you, but also at the same time, plan, organize yourself how you are going, especially if you have to do it on your own. Organize yourself. You just have to. One thing I noticed that God does for moms is that he just gives them that instinct and that grace. Somehow the strength will come. The strength will just come, and then of course, if you are going through any situation and you know that you are falling into a form of maybe postnatal depression and all that, then you need to seek help, and you are unable to take care of yourself or take care of the baby because of some mental issues, or because of some postnatal depression. We know about baby blues that can be for maybe a couple of days, but if you notice you are getting too depressed and it's going above a couple of days and all that, then you need to seek help. But right now in this podcast, what we're trying to bring out is that, in terms of, taking care of your baby, whatever, in everything, breastfeeding, bathing, and etc., that we might be bringing out in this podcast right now, from my guest's experience, you have to pre-plan. Now, she said something about bathing, and she brought out some key things about bathing. She also said something about the fact that you can towel You know what I mean? Strip wash or towel a baby, towel bath a baby. You don't have to always go and soak them in the water and all that. I want to say something about that because from my own personal experience, my children, because I had them in the UK, and the I think it's the water. Maybe the water was not really good for their skin or something, but they had eczema. I had a serious my first, I had a serious eczema, you know what I mean, eczema experience. In fact, if somebody should, you know what I mean, if they want advice on that, I am, you know what I mean, I can give, I'm an expert on that. I will tell them because I can tell them firsthand experience of that, and because they had eczema, I couldn't bath them all the time. I had to sometimes just towel, you know what I mean, wipe them, because the water in the UK, the water, we're told that the water was not good for them. So we had to put things in the water, you know what I mean. We there were just so many things that we tried as remedy. But I noticed that it was just some of the traditional things that I got that really worked. My house was like a chemist because there was nothing I didn't try to just try and clear the eczema. And even though you talked about Johnson, I'm telling you, I could not use Johnson for them. They will flare up. They will flare up in eczema and all that. So you really understand in terms of bathing. You need to understand your child's skin type. You need to understand, you know what I mean, the climate, the environment that you are in, the weather, the environment you are in, and all that. And if you see their skin now, you not even believe they had eczema. You know what I mean? All cleared up and all that. But the episode was not easy. The episode was not easy. So sometimes I couldn't, because that was part of the prescription, that don't put them in too much water because of the eczema situation. Another thing that personally I experienced as a first time mom was that I didn't used to put myself under pressure. Sometimes we had this routine that when you wake up first thing in the morning, you know what I mean, you go and bath baby. That tradition, you are early in the morning is the best time to bath baby. You quickly go and, and all that. Sometimes you are a bit tired as a mom, and if it's going to be much later in the, you know what I mean, afternoon or whatever, as long as you bath your baby, you know what I mean, and you clean them and all that. So you can work things around your own, schedule and all that. You'd have to look for things that work for you. Always look for things that work for you. Thank you for sharing that about bathing. Thank you. I want to ask a question. In terms of bread, there's so much about bathing, so much, but this is just a bit that we've talked about bathing. So new moms, in terms of bathing your babies, for first time moms and new moms, in terms of bathing your baby, you need to pre-plan. You need to look at the climate where you are, check your baby's skin condition. You know what I mean? Look for the kind of soaps, and you know what I mean, that works with your baby, the oils, the creams. Watch what you use on your baby skin. And also sometimes they always say go for like allergy tests, because sometimes you don't know what your baby might be allergic to. So it might not just be the skin, it might be that your baby is eating something that they are allergic to and they are reacting from their skin. So maybe you are using a kind of milk that they shouldn't be using. At a point in time, I had to start using soya milk, because I couldn't use the normal milk for them, and all that. So it can be like that you could have that thing that you might have to check the kind of milk that you have to use for your baby, or even sometimes it can even be the washing powder that you are using to wash the baby's clothes, or even the fabric of the clothes that the baby is wearing. If your baby has skin condition, we'll talk about that in a different podcast. I will talk to you, I'll bring a guest on and we'll talk about dealing with skin conditions in newborn. We'll talk about that in a different podcast. But right now, generally, we're just talking about the fact that you need to pre-plan. Very important. Thank you so much for that, great woman. So in terms of your mother, your mother's journey, generally, what would you say as a mom? Generally, you've talked to us about bathing, and also you talk in terms of your breastfeeding. What do you want to say about breastfeeding? How can you encourage a mom out there about breastfeeding? because you did breastfeed for 6 years. You know what I mean? Continuously. So what would you want to tell them? What are the key points that they should note in terms of breastfeeding?
First and foremost, personal hygiene. You don't just bring out your breast and start feeding a child. Take showers. Make your breast, your nipple clean. Breastfeeding is the easiest thing. I tell people that it depends on how you take things. If you take things easy, things will be easy for you.
Wow,
if you
I love
take
that.
things difficult, things will be difficult for you.
Thank you for that.
I like to take things very easy. It's not easy. Me that I said I breastfed for 6 years, it wasn't easy. But it was because I didn't want, my children never had a hospital card. And I'm sure it had something to do with the breastfeeding and good bills. So just make up your mind that it's a project and it must work. You know, when we're in the university, if you don't pass your projects, you don't graduate.
Yeah, that's right.
Just it as projects and it must work. And don't be too concerned about the shape, your breast losing shape. You know, a man that will love you will love you. But if you don't take care of a child, the baby won't love you. That's the best way to attach to a child.
Your
That's
breastfeeding.
When you look at yourselves, you pass your mother's love, the child looks at you, you know, recognizes your face, knows your smell from any other person's smell. It's pretty easy. Just make sure you eat well. Make sure you're always relaxed. Make sure you play. If you like music, even if you don't like music, always have music around you. Something relaxing. Always feel relaxed. It's a natural. It's a natural duty that God has given us, and He has empowered us to carry it out. Breastfeeding is as. In fact, I'll tell you. By the time I finished breastfeeding my third baby,
yes,
I had a motherless child in a motherless home. That actually used to go and give breast milk. I will express breast milk.
Wow.
For the baby.
Wow.
The baby was premature and the mother died.
Wow.
And I took the baby up. So technically, I breastfed more than 6 years.
Wow.
And I breastfed more than 3 babies.
You are an amazing mom.
Sure I kept up with that baby till the baby was 3. Wow. Yes. By then, I was expressing for the baby. I expressed in the morning. That was by going to work. I'll go and express, and towards the evening, I'll go and express. And I'm not still. My boobs are very small. So breastfeeding is a thing of the mind.
Yes. I think sometimes, you know, some people feel that, oh, if you've got very big breasts, you have more milk. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Small.
I do not think so. Small. I think it's a very, you know what I mean, a wrong school of thought. It doesn't mean at all. You know, your milks can come, you know, it can come whether you have a smaller bust or you have a bigger bust, you know, and all that. As long as you have.
You too, you must eat well.
Yes, and you must have a lot of. They say you have to take a lot of. You need to take a lot of liquid. That's something I noticed because I remember when I was breastfeeding, I had to take a lot of pap, ogi, and I had to, you know, they had to really like give that to me because another thing I think for male children, they are more demanding. They are more demanding. I have 3 boys, so they are more. I have 3 boys. I have 3 boys by the grace of God, but they are very demanding. So they lash, you know what I mean, on them. And sometimes they don't even want to let go of this breast milk. You have to, you know,
so that you don't lose weight during your breastfeeding months as a new mom. You have to be very relaxed.
Yes.
And,
but some people, but can I interrupt you there? But some people like to lose weight in terms of breastfeeding. They say, oh, this is the opportunity for me to lose the weight. That while you are breastfeeding, you actually lose weight. You know, some people use it as a way to also shed weight, don't you think?
Sometimes, yes, but because you're under pressure with work at home, your official work, and the home. If you choose that time to lose weight, you might actually look haggard and tired.
You have to balance it all out.
At the right time. That's really not the right time to lose weight. You actually look haggard and tired, and you won't even have energy.
Wow.
To keep up, and depression might come in. So let's be guided on these issues. After breastfeeding, after taking care of the children, when the children are a little bit grown, if you want to hit the gym, hit the gym. Yes. If you want to go jogging. You understand? But the periods between that 0 and 9, you need to take it easy.
Wow.
I don't think that's the right time to lose weight. No, you look haggard. that would be healthy. From my own point of view. Yes. I'm not a medical practitioner. Yes. I don't think that's a good idea. Right time. Because you need the energy. Yes. To run the home, to run yourself. And this thing is not just the physical energy. Sometimes, it's mostly the mental energy. Yes. Because you are dealing with so many things. And if you have, a little bit troublesome baby that's always crying and demanding, we have some babies that are demanding. Yes. We have some, like my son, he wasn't a demanding baby. Yes. Just give him his meals. He'll stay in the cot. He'll stay in his chair. When he's hungry, he just goes, he doesn't cry. Yes. But sometimes we have some kids that just be crying. Yes, demanding. Yes, there are some different personalities. Naturally, you will lose weight. Yes. If you have the needy or fussy kids. Yes. Yeah. But I don't think it's the right time to lose weight. And when you are breastfeeding, you have to breastfeed healthy. It's garbage in, garbage out. Once you are not taking in healthy meals, and if you are not in a healthy mindset, even this your breast milk will not work for the baby. Wow, I love what you said. Yeah. I love what you said about healthy eating at that time, and even your mind, because breastfeeding is such is a bonding time, is a very special time, special moment for a mom. It's not just a waste of time. It's a real special moment. A lot of things take place when you are breastfeeding your child in terms of bonding, what I mean, physically, even spiritually, even mentally. And I love the fact that you said garbage in, garbage out. So if you are not, what I mean, if you don't have a healthy mind, you are, all those things are affecting even your, what I mean, it's affecting your baby as well. So you need to make sure that you have a healthy mind, as well as a healthy, you have healthy meals, to make sure that you are giving your baby what you are transferring into your baby is also healthy. Thank you so much for that. That's very important. That is so important. I love the fact that you really raised the issue about personal hygiene. Very important, that personal hygiene. And I love the fact that you said take things easy. If you take things, I want that quote again, if you take things easy, it will be easy for you. Is that right? That's it, isn't it? Thank you. That was very great. Thank you so much. I know there's a lot of things that we want to say to first time moms. We wouldn't finish this podcast if we delve into every aspect of a mother's journey at this moment. But what are the salient things that you want to tell somebody who is a first time mom from your experience? What are the salient points, just a few salient points that you want to encourage, you want to use to inspire or encourage a new mom, a first-time mom that is listening to this podcast and would listen to this podcast? My first-time moms, I just want to advise you to keep calm and always know at the back of your mind that you've got this and God has got your back always. And let your thoughts be God. Let him be the first. Let him be the middle. Let him be the end. Just keep calm and just know that you were born to be a mother, and give so much love to your children. And it's not the amount of money you have with the little you have, you can still bring up a lovely, healthy child. Don't go for expensive things. Go for quality things that matter to the health of your baby.
Wow.
Don't bring in too many canned food and jarred food. Make your baby's food as fresh as possible, and make sure you start introducing solids to your children at a very early age, because it will help them when they start eating. It's whatever you put into them between that 0 to when they start eating that will help them in the teething process. And as I said, always keep clean. Let your child know your smell. Let's be a clean smell, and make your breastfeeding period, bonding period. Speak to the life of your child. You smile. You say good things. You sing. Those are the things that will help the child develop mentally. Let the child know your smile. Don't let it be about frowning all the time. when you frown all the time, you have an unhealthy baby. But when your child sees that smile on your face, it actually calms the child to have a happy mother. So just have it at the back of your mind that they might be young, but in the spirit, they see all that is going on. Don't make your home a battlefield between you and the housemaid, you and the husband, you and the in-laws. And I want to quickly talk about the mother-in-laws. Let your mother-in-laws into your home. Let them help you with the child.
Thank
your mother-in-law that did not kill your husband when he was small cannot kill your child. It's that same hand.
Interesting. Yes. I
no
love
matter
that.
how difficult you have, make her your mother. I know what I'm saying.
Yes.
I am saying it from an experience point of view. My mother-in-law didn't like me, but I hung in there. I hung in there. I was there. I just hung in there because of the love I had for my husband and my children.
Wow.
So don't make her your enemy. There's no enemy everywhere. Your own worst enemy. Your mindset is your own worst enemy.
Wow.
So I think that's
Thank you so much. I love what you said. One of the things that you said to the first time moms is that God's got you. So first time moms, new moms, if you are listening into this podcast, what we're saying to you from our mother's journey experiences that we're discussing at this moment, we're definitely celebrating you at this time, but we're saying to you that God's got your back. He's got your back, and He would help you. He's the Holy Spirit is the greatest teacher. He will tell you, He will teach you so many things that you need to know. But definitely get information, get knowledge, and that's what this is also about. Is also to encourage you, to inspire you, to hear about somebody else's journey, and to pick one or two things that can help you in your own journey, or even encourage you in your journey. My guest has said something which really touched me, and that's that your mother-in-law, she brought that up. Of course, there are various schools of thoughts regarding mother-in-laws, and and all that. And we have, of course, various kind of mother-in-laws, but don't have this mindset that your mother-in-law is coming, to harm you or to harm the baby and all that. That you should also give them that opportunity to be able to help you and assist you in this season. You understand? Not all mother-in-laws are, have come for a fight or something. Of course, we have some situations that definitely this is, is a bit too much, is a bit far-fetched, but we are not here to talk about that at this point in time. We're just encouraging you that you should not have that, don't zero your mind towards getting that support, and that help is important. They are also there, to help you. You can ask them questions and ask them, you can get support and help from them as well. Thank you so much. This has been a lovely time in terms of the podcast. We have been so blessed by the experiences out of your many mother's journeys, experiences that you shared with us. I know at the moment your children are adult children. Yes, they are now adult children. So how is it now? Is it more relaxed now than when they were younger, or do you think that you have more tasks on your hand now because you have young adults on your hand now? So what would you want to say about that in terms of your mother's journey?
Yeah, your children will always be your baby. They don't grow up. Oh. It's a 24/7 work. They are always babies. But the most fun thing I want to say is please make your children your friends. They are my only friends. We talk about everything. Everything. Men, boyfriend, sex, everything. The journey never gets easy. But it depends on, I think garbage in, garbage out. It depends on the way you bring up a child.
Yes.
That we decide whether you have rest or not.
Yes.
Yes. If you bring up wise children, you will have rest.
Yes.
Yes. But
Yes.
if you don't train your children, there will be rest.
Rest. Yes.
So, my firstborn, she's 25.
Yes.
She's based in America. She's a nurse. Very beautiful soul. She's now my mother.
Love the way you're saying it.
She's now my own mother. And then when the junior ones are being problematic, I report them to her in such a way that she won't come back to them that I reported them to her.
She'll deal wisely.
Just ask a question that will lead to that problem.
What a beautiful journey.
Yes. So we are all friends. We correct ourselves. They make fun of me. They keep me informed. We're just good friends. The journey doesn't get easier. But it depends on the sacrifice you made. That's why I summed it up as a sacrificial life. Yes, motherhood is a sacrificial life. And I always tell people that it's the end that justifies the means.
Yes.
What you put in that you enjoy in your old age. Yes. It's a training you've given them.
Yes.
That will give you rest. So it doesn't get any easy. Then you pass some responsibilities to them very early. For instance, when they were young in primary school.
Yes.
If you don't clean, you don't go to school. Not that person that did not wash his or her plate, but the three of you. So you have to have each other's back. Because if we don't clean, if we don't wash all the plates we used to eat, by the time we come back in the evening, after coming back to eat it.
Yes.
But when we do our morning prayer,
core values.
To go and make your bed, have your bath, the meal is ready, take your food, wash your plates, start there where they're supposed to be, then we run out. But when everywhere is scattered, we still come back tired to a scattered house. So, and if one person does not make his or her bed, the three of you won't go to school. I was that tough with them.
I love the ground rules.
For one another.
Which is very interesting.
So I was actually a very tough mom, especially with my son. It was a love-hate thing. But I stood my ground. For example, if he refuses to wash his clothes, I throw all his clothes into the garbage. So we need to do laundry on Saturdays.
Yes, I find that it's a real journey with boys because you have to really be on your toes and you have to be like on them all the time to make sure that they are cleaning their rooms. They are, what I mean? They are taking care of themselves, hygiene. They are doing that. They tend to, I notice that boys, even in their 20s and all that, they tend to like be laid back that, no, I'm not bothering. Mom, is my room now. That's what they'll be saying. No. But you have to really... That's what I do. I say it's my house. So you get up and do what you need to do. It's very important. Yes. And I think it's very important.
But it now becomes a friendship.
Yes, with wisdom.
We now discuss.
Yes.
Discuss. I give you room to tell me I give you room to tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Wrong, yes. Yes.
And you give me room to defend my action.
Yes.
I don't come in as a mother, I come in as a friend.
As a friend. Oh, definitely. When you are dealing with young adults, you have to use a lot of wisdom to handle them. They have to have a way around it.
Talk. Yes. We talk.
Yeah.
I know they are not saying things. Please, single mothers.
We
have women that have children that are not married.
Yes.
You need to be careful. You don't just bring men into the house.
They
are saying things.
Yes.
But it's because they don't have the power to talk. That's why they are not talking.
I love
but
that.
They will talk when they become teenagers.
I love what you
don't
said.
Bring men into the house.
I love that. I love that.
Relationships, take them out. I'm not a judgmental person. Take your relationships out.
I love what you.
Children are seeing a lot of things.
A lot of things, yes.
They won't talk now, but by the time they talk, in fact, you will hate yourself. So you have to be careful. Nobody is a saint. You can be a single mother. Nothing wrong. I'm not. We all have our reasons, but don't bring different men into the house. That's. So don't let your children will disrespect you when you grow. And they will quote all the things you did. They are storing it in their brain. They have the data yet.
Very important. Thank you for that. Yes. Thank you for that, because we do have what we do on this forum, Mother's Journey and Reflections. What we do is we celebrate all categories of moms, and we understand that there are also categories of moms that are single moms and are single for different reasons. You know what I mean? And we are not judgmental about their own very peculiar, you understand, journeys. But of course, you've actually like addressed a particular category of single moms that, maybe want to be in a relationship. We're not saying you can't, you know what I mean, go into a relationship and all that, but, bringing different, you know what I mean, men into the house and all that. Your children are watching you, the way that you are carrying about this, you know what I mean, your life, your relationship business. Yes, your relationship business. So you need to be very careful about that. And I think it's true, because in the Western world, in the UK and all that, we have things like that happening, and a lot of children are suffering and are going through so much under, you know what I mean, such situations. But of course, if the authorities come to, you know what I mean, no, there might be like safeguarding, you know what I mean, issues raised for those kind of categories of children, where maybe they take them out, and then they go and give them to foster parents or all that. But I think it's just a word of encouragement to you, single moms that might be listening to this. If you want to get into a relationship or whatever, you have to prayerfully do things wisely, especially around your children, because they are watching you. And I think generally, not just for single moms, but generally moms, in everything that you are doing, your children are watching your example. They are watching the way you talk, the way you behave, the way you treat their, you know what I mean, their dad and all that. And the way you act, you know what I mean, or the way you handle things. They are watching everything. So we need to be careful about the way that we do things, how you treat the relationships around you, how you treat family, how you treat spouses, how you treat other people around you, how you handle situations, how you react to situations and circumstances. They are watching. They are watching everything. And God will help us. Thank you so much. It's been such an awesome time. It's been such a wonderful time. Thank you so much for sharing a bit about your own peculiar mother's journey with us and encouraging our new moms. So we're going to bring it to a close at this point, but thank you so much. So if we want to, because I also one of the things that we do is we also have like a mentoring mother thing that we are engaged in. And so if we do have somebody that we feel that may need a bit of mentoring, can we link them with you?
Yes, please.
Yes, okay, so we can, yeah, and you can do the mentoring, you know what I mean, in different ways over the phone, WhatsApp, or just to encourage them to have a chat with them about their new mom's journeys or first time mom's journey, because you have a vast experience, just a little bit that we've been able to touch on, and it's already 1 hour. you know I don't want to take much of your time because tomorrow is another working day. You need to rest, and we all need to rest for our working day to the next day, and also so you can also have the rest of your evening. But thank you so much for accepting to come on Mother's Journey and Reflections. Listeners, once again, this is Mrs. Kike Olayinka Alabi, and she shared part of her mother's journeys and experience with us. And also, she's been able to encourage the first time moms and new moms. And we've really been inspired, encouraged. We've also been impacted by what she has shared. She's just shared a little bit out of her mother's journey. And we just pray that I hope that you've been blessed as you are listening and you would listen to this podcast. I hope that you've really, really been blessed by this. Please always look out for our next podcast. What we do on this mother's journey and reflections is really to encourage moms and moms to be those that are still trusting God for the fruit of the womb. We're praying that you'll be next in line for a miracle. God will do yours. Please don't give up. God will do yours. He will do yours. He will do yours. So thank you so much, everyone listening. Once again, this is Titi Showemimo on Mother's Journeys and Reflections. Thank you very much. And once again, thank you so much to my great woman, Mrs. Kike Alabi. Thank you for coming on this platform. We are so grateful. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. And the experiences that you've shared with us. We're just praying that the Lord will keep you and continue to bless you and increase you and bless your family and bless your children, your family, entire family. God will keep them in a special way. And by the time we'll call you back, we'll be calling you back to share your mother's journey experiences as grandma. As a nun, yes, so so thank you so much for tonight. We have been so blessed. Thank you, God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you too. It was
Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
Oh, thank you very
Good night.
much. Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank
God
you.
bless you for all you do.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye for now.